Hey, so what we're going to do today is look at how you can enhance annotation and how students can enhance annotation. And the tool we're going to use to do that is through OneNote. So I've created several different pages in a new section of my OneNote, and I'm going to show you different ways to put some content into OneNote and then be able to annotate that content. So what I did was make several different pages related to several different content areas. However, the thing I'm going to show, the actual content I use would maybe relate to that content area, but the process and kind of the different techniques could be used in any content area. So for example, in a tech class, I'm going to show you how you could insert by uploading a picture. So I'm going to go to my pictures and I'm going to insert this little infographic here that shows some tech troubleshooting techniques. And then after that uploads, I can take the image and I can scale it up a little bit so it's a little bit easier to read. And after that, I can click somewhere on the page and it'll bring up a little text box. I can type my note right here. And when I type my note, I might want to change the color of it. So it might be a little easier. It might make it stand out on the page a little bit. And then I can drag that note anywhere I want. And now I'll have a little note so I can annotate this infographic that I'm reading. So maybe I'm in an art class, and a way we could do this is insert an online image. So we go to Insert, got to click down to our field here first, and then go Online Pictures, and then I'm going to pick like the one thing that I know. And then I got to deselect Creative Commons here because I'm trying to get a Picasso image, and that's probably copyrighted. So I found an image that I want to work with, and I insert it, and then same deal. Once it embeds, I can then start taking notes and format that note so that it'll stand out. Maybe I'll make it bold, a little bit bigger, different color. Red's usually good. And then I've got my note, and I can add my notes on the image that relate to the content that I'm doing. So now sometimes you can also find content on the internet, and you can just take a snip of it. So for example, right here, I found this Anatomy of an Earthquake infographic. Oh, it looks great. So how do I get that? Well, there's a couple different ways. If this image that I'm looking at on my computer is big enough and would work to just put onto my OneNote, what I can do is hold down the Windows button, hold down the Shift key, and tap the S key. What that'll do is it grays out the whole screen, and then I use my cursor to select any portion of the screen, and then it goes away. But what it did was it copied what I had just selected. So now I go back here into my science section and Control V, and I paste that image in, and then the same process can apply where I can resize the image and then I can add notes to it afterwards. An example might be in a history class. Say I found this great infographic on the causes of the Revolutionary War, and I want to put that in my notes, and I want to do a little annotation with that. Well, this one, if I took a screen snip, it might not be great because it's going to be a really low image quality, and if I scale it up, it's probably going to be a little bit blurry. But what I can do is right click it and just hit copy image, and then down here in my OneNote, go back in, Control V to paste, and what I've done is I'll end up pasting the full resolution version of the image into my notes, and I can annotate from there. So say I'm in math class and I'm working on two-step equations. Maybe I went to Khan Academy and I found a video that's an intro to two-step equations, and that's exactly what I need. So right here, I just right-click the video. Actually, I got to get it started first, and then I can right-click and hit Copy Video URL. So if I paste that video URL into OneNote, and I'll just show an example of what that would look like. Paste the URL. If I hit Enter, it automatically embeds that content onto my page. And I could even get real tricky, and as I'm watching the video, maybe I get to a certain section of the video that like, okay, this is the part that's really helpful. That is really what I needed. Well, I could do Windows button Shift S, and I could take a screen snip of that little portion of the video, and then below the video, I'm going to put a little note that has that image in it, and maybe write something like, this was the part that was really helpful. And eventually that image will pop up when it loads, and I'll have a little snip from a section of the video. In language arts, maybe I found this great infographic on how to determine theme, but like the history one, it's way too small to read, so I'm going to right click and hit copy image, go back. I'm going to paste it in. And then maybe I want to make some annotations, but maybe I'm not going to do written annotations. So what I can do is on insert, I can hit record audio. And then I'm going to have to click allow, but what I'm going to be able to do is make an audio recording, and I can annotate my thoughts through audio, and then I'll have that waiting for me next time I go in to use the notebook. And then the last one, and maybe in a health class, I found this image. Now I found this image by going to insert online picture and looking up like a blank diagram for the human anatomy. But what I can do is when I go to draw and hit pen, what a student could do with their laptop, if it's a touch screen, is actually take one of the stylus pens that comes along with the laptop. Don't take a real pen for this, it'll scratch a screen. You need a specific stylus pen that comes with the laptop. And the student could write on the laptop, on the screen, and be writing in their responses to these different things to be annotating. So all of these different techniques could work across all content areas. Please hope you don't take any offense if I've totally mischaracterized what you do in your content area. These were just total guesses of how this might apply. But the big goal here is to think about ways in which we could amp up annotation and increase access to things that can be annotated and then save for later for students to enhance learning. All right, thanks for watching.